everybody, and welcome back to another 6-scale figure review with me, your host, that Metro Mania. Today we have what could possibly be one of my most favorite characters in all of Star Wars, Grand Admiral Thrawn. I freaking love Thrawn. I don't know if you know that. All the books, the book Thrawn, the original Thrawn book, the canon Thrawn book, is what got me back into reading books at all. I absolutely love Thrawn treason, Thrawn alliances, Thrawn ascendancy, greater good. There's one more in there as well. Chaos Rising. And they're so good. And I love them. I love Thrawn. And I'm so happy to finally be able to add a Thrawn in 6-scale form to my collection. It is a dream come true for me, man. Because like I said, absolutely freaking love Grand Admiral Thrawn. This guy is awesome, dude. And the box art is, like normal, pretty okay. You know, Star Wars, he's just kind of like rolling up his sleeve. Maybe his arm is itchy. I did accidentally rip the head off of the little Thrawn, but I guess that doesn't really matter because little Thrawn isn't as cool as big Thrawn. Normal box around the sides. But I don't care about the box. I want the guy inside. So let's get Thrawn out so I could finally be with my guy Thrawn Yoroto. Well, I already need a lint roller because the dog strikes back, I guess. That dog hair travels fast, let me tell you. But I am so happy to be adding Thrawn to my collection. This is a long time coming. He's beautiful. He's got that fantastic white Grand Admiral outfit. His boots, nice, and his spurred out pants, the belt, the little code cylinders, those little gold flocks on the top. My biggest concern or complaint about this guy is the fact that he has pupils, but obviously they added pupils to him in Rebels because it's hard to take a character seriously who you can't see what he's looking at. Not seriously, but it's hard to see where he's looking. So they added pupils so he can have a little bit more, I guess, a look to him, which is fine. That's the only complaint. Then I'm happy because everything else screams Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's exactly what he should look like. It is perfect. The sculpt is great. The color of blue, the black hair. Oh, it's so nice. I could ramble on and on all day about how Thrawn looks here, but we do need to take him off the spinning turntable and talk about him even closer. So Thrawny boy here doesn't come with too much. He comes with his data pad. Fun accessory here. It's got a lot going on, so it's a good one. I like this one. I like data pads. I think it gives the characters a little bit more to do, so it's a fun one. I'm happy. The back looks nice and weathered, so that's a good accessory. We got his pistol, which is still in working shape, so that's good. Good job, Thrawn. You know, for being trapped in God knows where for how long. He kept all of his stuff in pretty working condition, and his jacket way too white. I don't know how he managed it. And then we have the little floating hologram of his Star Destroyer, the Chimera. It does not have the snakes on the bottom, or does it? No, it does not have the snakes on the bottom. And it's got the hyperdrive ring, obviously, from the tower. You can remember in the show. It's a nice accessory. I don't know what I would do with this on a shelf, but it's okay. I love the Chimera. Thing's awesome. I ran the anything Thrawn related in Star Wars Squadrons, if you remember that game, because I freaking love Thrawn. I love me Thrawn Yoroto. So he looks fantastic. I'm so happy. My lovely blue guy with his cool red eyes. Again, pupils. He does have separate rolling eyeballs, but that's lame because he shouldn't have eyeballs at all. So I'm going to ignore the fact that he has those at all. And just look at how nice and blue he is. I love Thrawn. It makes me wish I had a Tarkin and a Krennic, because he's got a lot of beef with Krennic, and he's got a lot of beef with Tarkin, and I think all three of those together on a shelf will look awesome. So I guess that's my next goal, now that I've completed one goal, which is a secret for now until that goal is revealed. So my next goal will be Tarkin and Krennic, because I need them to go with this guy, because I'm absolutely in love with this guy, but I need more off-rolls. I need more Imperials in fancy outfits, or just Imperials officers in general. But the slicked black hair is really well done. It almost looks oiled up, which it does normally as well. And he's got his beautiful blue skin with red eyes, and this is the first time I could say this in a long time. The expression makes sense. Thrawn does not express much emotion very often, so this looks really good. Because, Thrawn is a very, very serious guy. So Thrawn does not have much time for joking or funny. Thrawn is a extremely serious tactical genius in everything he does. So he's always thinking, he's always got a lot going on. And if you haven't read any of these books, you need to do that. You could listen to the audiobooks, man. They're read by Mark Thompson, who is the greatest Star Wars book reader of all time, dude. If you get a Star Wars book with Mark Thompson, let me tell you, chef's kiss. That guy can read, and he sounds exactly like Lars Michelson here does as Thrawn in animated and in live action. So it's perfect. It almost convinces you it is him. But yes, this Thrawn sculpt looks fantastic, and the rest of the suit follows suit. He's got his Grand Admiral badge on there, many colors, some blues, some oranges, some reds. Looks great. I love the plaques. They're always a fun one. On each shoulder here, he's got code cylinders, which are technically an accessory, but I popped them in there because it's more of an outfit decoration than anything else. Let's back him a little bit. We've got the gold little pieces on these shoulders here. I know in the comics, in the original, it's kind of a bit more flare. His outfit's a bit more flary, not like huge, but it's got a little bit more to it. This one's a lot more simplistic. It's nice. He's got the pause button and the play button right there, so that's good. Or no, I guess that's rewind and fast forward buttons right there. So that's good. So just in case he's losing a battle, he can rewind it just like a real man would. For the most part, it is all just a beautiful white Grand Admiral outfit. That is exactly what Grand Admirals wear. Like Grand Admiral Ozzel. No, it was just Admiral Ozzel. I lied. I can't remember the name of the guy from Thrawn Treason all of a sudden. He's got a black belt to break up that middle half, which does have a holster for his pistol. Back down, we got more blue skin and his flared out, the Imperial, flared out pants thing that they got going on. Never really understood why they did that. I guess it's just because other people have done that in the past. It's just a weird thing that Imperials like to do. They want their pants to just look like they have huge hips for some reason. It does look nice. Overall, his outfit's a little wrinkly at the legs, though, so we'll have to pull those down and see if we can fix that. And then we have our default Star Wars yucky boots, but these ones are really, really tall. I don't remember them ever being that tall, but they shrink up, they shrivel, they look weird after a while. That's our classic Star Wars look right there. That's what we get with officers and admirals and Han Solos and whoever else wears those ugly, stinky boots that Hot Toys has just been using forever now. Count Dooku, Darth Vader, like I said, Han Solo. We can't avoid it. It's never going to be avoidable. It's just one of those things we have to live with. Just like I now have to live with this beautiful Thrawn figure that I'm so very, very happy to have in my collection. He is art, and I have been studying him just as Thrawn studies art, and I can say with utmost certainty his strategy is to steal my heart away and give me happiness for the rest of my life. Because this is a figure that definitely won't fall apart over time. Maybe the boots and the belts, but other than that, everything here is just fabric and nice. So as long as I'm good to him, he'll be good to me, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's move on to some comparisons, because we may have a Dark Lord or two who would love to see their new Grand Admiral on display. So here's Thrawn with our Dark Lord of the Sith and his master, Emperor Palpatine, who brought him into the fold as an officer and, you know, kept using Thrawn because Thrawn is a tool and he was a very valuable asset. And Emperor Palpatine really likes that. So we used and abused him. Vader didn't like Thrawn, so Vader was spending time with Thrawn, and then Thrawn found out that Vader is Anakin because he spent time with Anakin in the past, and Vader was like, "Oh, Thrawn, you're actually pretty chill, you know. We get some stuff done." And Vader was like, "Your TIE Defender program, oh, it's beautiful. That stuff is awesome." And then that whole TIE Defender program kind of went up in smoke, and then the Death Star was made because the funding went to that instead. I think the TIE Defenders were better. It was way cooler in Star Wars Squadrons, because you got the shielded TIE. It's got a hyperdrive, so it could do a lot. But yes, I'm so happy to be adding Thrawn to my collection with these two. Again, I do wish I had a Tarkin and a Krennic, because that's really what I've been envisioning in my head for forever now, is Tarkin, Krennic, and Thrawn all standing next to each other, because I think that would be a really cool dynamic grouping to see. But for now, I've got a Dark Lord and his master to stand next to Thrawn. I do want to bring out my other Rebels characters real quick, just so we could see all of those ducks in a row and see how they all look next to each other. Seeing as though I just only now finished filming the Sabine video right before the Thrawn one, she's still got her helmet on because I'm still working on the end little bits. But I mean, she is considerably shorter than Thrawn, which makes sense because she is smaller than Thrawn. Chopper obviously shorter than everyone else, but is still a menace and just fell and hurt his dish head. So I'll have to grab the other one out and pop that on his head, which is fine. I'll be able to put the other one back together, no problem. But he is a little stupid for that. I don't know why he decided to try to jump to his death. But we're getting there. We're finally getting some Rebel stuff going on here, and we're finally, we're making progress. I'm happy. I'm very happy. We just need, a couple more. I'm working on making an Old Man Rex as well, so that'll be a fun one to put with the Rebels crew. And we'll just see what else we can get in the overall grand scheme of things. Maybe I'll try making an Old Man Wolf and Gregor at some point as well, but we'll see. Rex is, the iconic one. Anyway, let's take Thrawn to a mythronioteculation. I thought I could make that funnier, and it sounded better in my head. So, life ending 360 degrees, up that far, down that far, and back and forth action. Arm goes up that far. Arm doesn't really go up much. Arm doesn't really go back all that much more. Elbow bend. There's a bit of crunch, but there's a lot of padding in there, so it's going to block most of that. It gets a decent spread due to the fabricy materials. Leg will go up that far. Leg doesn't really go back, but knee does bend at a 90. And you get some ankle articulation, but not a lot because of the boot, obviously. So Thrawn is going to do exactly what Thrawn needs to do. He's going to hold a really cool stoic pose, and that's pretty much all you'll probably ever get out of him. But the blue man does exactly what he needs to. Looks really good and really blue. Moving on then. So Thrawn here may be on the more simplistic side of the six-skill adventure, seeing as his outfit's not too complicated. His accessories are pretty simple. And, it's a pretty straightforward guy. But I love him. I think I've said it enough times this video, but I'll say it a couple more times. I love Thrawn. Fantastic character. He's existed for like 20, 30 years now at this point, ever since Heir to the Empire, where he was originally introduced in Legends. And he has been just steamrolling opposition since then. I can't believe that anybody would outsmart this guy. This guy is 100 steps ahead at most every time he's ever fought anybody. It's crazy. And he's such a good written character almost every time. Ahsoka, he didn't really get a chance to really show his tactical nature. He just kind of scrambled together whatever he had. And it was more just to delay them so they could leave. But Thrawn, when he can open up, is a madman. He could do some crazy things. I don't even know who writes this stuff. I wrote Timothy Zahn, who originally created Thrawn and wrote Thrawn. Fantastic. Thank you, Timothy Zahn. I would kiss you, but I don't know where you live, so I can't find you. I could probably find you online, though. And I'll stalk you, and I'll fawn you, and I'll kiss you. And you'll be like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, because you wrote one of the greatest Star Wars characters in my life. I love this guy. And then he came back and he wrote 6 more books in canon. It's just, love this Thrawn. I love the books. I'm so happy to be adding this guy to my collection. I probably am the most excited person to get Thrawn in the last couple months. This guy is just yippee, you know? If you've picked up Thrawn here, feel free to let me know how you feel about him. If you're nearly as excited as I am, because you probably aren't. That's probably scientifically impossible. But if you are as excited as I am to have this guy, feel free to let me know how it makes you feel. Do you love Thrawn just as much as I do? Because I'll fight you to the death if you say you do. Because I really do. I really, really do love Thrawn. But if you do enjoy this Thrawn figure, feel free to let me know why. What about him is so special to you? Where did you fall in love with Thrawn and Blue? And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, because the channel's been doing super, super nicely recently, and I love to keep the momentum up with me and Thrawn here. He's calculated that we will be getting an influx of goodness in the near future. So let's keep that goodness rolling and keep the train a moving and keep the day a going. You know what I'm saying? And with all of that out of the way, I've been me and you've been you, and thank you for watching another 6 scale figure review. Hopefully you join me next time when we review something maybe new. I will see you then.